Hi, I'm Evan Onsov. I'm a photographer based just north of Los Angeles, and today I want to talk about finding inspiration. When I first started transitioning from restaurant and food photography, real estate photography, basic videography to photographing with models, I didn't know exactly how I wanted to approach this type of photography. All that I knew is when I looked at Instagram, I would see the most popular pictures were the ones of pretty people with blurry backgrounds. And so that's what I started to emulate. And one thing I quickly realized is that I wasn't doing anything original. Nothing that I was doing was standing out. I wasn't doing better than the people who had already been doing it on there. And sure, it gave me a decent amount of likes relative to the following that I had, but I just wasn't satisfied. And I knew that at the end of the day, it wasn't going to do anything beneficial for me. Sure, those people have a lot of followers, but I can guarantee you that the people making real money, doing big ad campaigns, magazine spreads, are people who are doing things differently. And so I began to try and figure out, well, how can I stand out? And so one thing that I knew for sure is that I needed to figure out how to tell a story. So I just want to quickly show some of the photos from my recent photography series to kind of give you a sense of the type of photography that I do. So again, I wanted to avoid the trend of bokeh and copying other photographers who are copying other photographers who are copying other photographers. I wanted to find inspiration a different way. And so what I started doing is I started thinking, hey, maybe I can get this inspiration from some of the books that I read or some of my favorite movies or TV shows. And so I started kind of analyzing a lot of these different forms of art. It was a great exercise for me to kind of get out of that box. And one thing that I started to do personally that I found to be successful is I started looking at some of the short stories or poetry that I'd write in a different way. And my goal was kind of to try and think, how can I get what I wrote to convey the same message in a photo or series of photos? I think that's what people are looking for. They want the consumer to get a sense of their product. That's kind of our job as photographers, is to be able to create that narrative visually and get people to want to get the product. So what I would say is, when you start watching a TV show or a movie, or you start listening to a song and you really like it, or you go to a museum or an art gallery and you really like a certain painting or piece of art, start analyzing it and asking yourself, how can I convey the same message in a photo or a couple of photos? And I think challenging yourself that way will not only guide you in a different direction that's not as restricting, but also it'll teach you how to work on a professional level with these companies that will inevitably pay you to be able to tell your vision the way that you want to tell it. So that's all for today, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave them down below. And thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. Catch you in the next one.